نعم يا هند. كم شابتر معنا بالفاينل؟ من 1 إلى 13. And today we have chapter 13. It will be the last chapter. You're welcome. And this chapter 14 محذوفة. نعم. وباقي chapter 1 اللي هو 14 محذوف. اوكي. يلا توكلنا على الله. بسم الله. Chapter 13, Big Data Analytics. Big data is one of the hot topic in the research nowadays. Big data. We have data. يعني now data that we can store in our computers is much more bigger and much more important than data that we used it before 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So if I ask you, مثلا, how many videos are uploaded to YouTube every day? So it's a stream of data. It's a huge data. If you want to analyze this data, it will be very difficult. The learning objective of this chapter is to learn what big data is and how it is changing the world of analytics. Understand the motivation for and understand the motivation for and business drivers of big data analytics. Why we are analyzing the big data. Become familiar with the wide range of enabling technologies for big data analytics. Learn about Hadoop, MapReduce, and NoSQL as they relate to big data analytics. Understand the role of and capabilities or skills for data scientists as a new analytics profession. This is a new job, analytic or data analytics specialist. Data analytics specialist. This is very important job. They learn too much, and it becomes a success factor for a company to have a data analytic within his team. Okay. Compare and contrast the complementary uses of data warehousing and big data. Become familiar with the vendors of big data tools and services. Understand the need for and appreciate the capabilities of stream analytics. Finally, learn about the applications of stream analytics. Hopefully, yes. Big data definition and concept. Big is the term of volume. Big data is not new. Big data means different things to people with different backgrounds and interests. يعني كلمة big data تختلف من شخص إلى ثاني. أقول لكم مثلا عندي في الداتابيز 1000 طالب. This is a huge number, but this is not big data at the end. Okay, big data, when we say, for example, we have 1 billion of pictures that's coming to my computer per hour. For example, صور الأخبار الصناعية اللي تجينا من الأخبار الصناعية. This is a huge data. So the meaning of big different, that means different things to people with different backgrounds and interests. Traditionally, big data, that means massive volumes of data. For example, volume of data اللي جاي من عند جوجل, من عند الناسا, من عند CRM, etc. Where does the big data come from? It comes from everywhere, like weblogs, RFID, GPS, هند عندك سؤال يعني what is the question? What is your question? شنو تحبني أعيد لك؟ هو احنا لسه بنفسر النقطة الأولى the meaning of big data. I said the meaning of that big يختلف من شخص إلى ثاني، من مجال إلى مجال ثاني. فمثلا لما أقول عندي 1000 طالب في الكلاس this is big number, big data. لكن فعليا this is not big data comparing to other domains. لما أقارن مثلا بالداتا coming from satellites, pictures coming from satellites, or data coming to Google. These are big data. Our videos coming to YouTube, these are big data. So where does the big data come from? من وين جاي big data? From everywhere. From weblogs, RFID, GPS systems, sensor networks. يعني everywhere there is sensors. For example, everywhere there is sensors اللي تسجل كل الحركات وتسجل كل المعطيات. So these sensors will collect data. So this data will become huge. So sensor networks, social networks, internet-based text documents, internet search indexes, detailed call records. مثلا ناخذ telecommunication company، شركة اتصالات. The data that is coming to the telecommunication company تعتبر big. تصور يعني كم عدد الاتصالات في كل ثانية. ولو نقوم مثلا بتسجيل كل المكالمات this will be huge data. So detailed call records, astronomy, atmospheric science, biology, genomics, nuclear physics, biochemical experiments, medical records, scientific research, military science, multimedia archives. All of these are considered as source of big data. The data size is getting big and bigger. The names of big data size from the kilobyte to the gigabyte, from kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte, brontobyte, and finally gigabyte. Big data is misnomer. Big data is more than just big. And here we have the V's that define the big data. Big data regarding volume, regarding variety, regarding velocity, veracity, variability, value, etc. The high-level conceptual architecture for big data solutions. This picture is coming from Teradata. Okay, go with the details. Application case. Okay, fundamentals of big data analytics. Big data by itself, regardless of the size, type, or speed, is worthless. Big data plus big analytics will give value. Yani if you have big data, you have to focus more on the analytics. المجهود اللي باش تقوم به في الاناليتيك يعتبر جبار to get the values from this big data. With the value proposition, big data also brought about big challenges. Effectively and efficiently capturing, storing, and analyzing big data. New breed of technologies needed, developed, or purchased, or hired, or outsourced. Big data consideration. You can process the amount of data that you want to because of the limitations of your current platform. So, to be performant in the analysis of your data, you have to prepare a good platform. You cannot include the new or contemporary data sources, like for example social media, RFID, sensory, web, GPS, textual data, because it does not comply with the data schema. You need to integrate data as quickly as possible to the current on your analyzers. So you have to consider all of these issues. Now you have big data, and you want to take into consideration the new data coming to your computer. So you need to integrate data as quickly as possible to the current data on your analyzers. You want to work with the schema on demand data storage paradigm because of the variety of data types. The data is arriving as fast as your organization. The data is arriving so fast as your organization's doorstep that your analytics platform cannot handle it. And if you have a huge stream of data coming to your company, you have to prepare a good platform to analyze this data. Critical success factors for big data analytics. Critical success factors for big data analytics. A clear business need. So to succeed in your analysis of your big data, you have to have a clear need for your business. And it should be aligned with the vision of the strategy, and going to the same target of your company. You have to be strong and committed sponsorship. And your executive, your CEO have to support you. ممكن تحتاج expensive materials, expensive platforms, and you need support from your CEO. Alignment between the business and IT strategy. A fact-based decision-making culture. A strong data infrastructure. The right analytics tools. The right people with right skills. So you have to be good and well equipped. Critical success factors for big data analytics. The keys to success with big data analytics: you need a clear business need, strong committed sponsorship, alignment between the business and IT strategy, a fact-based decision-making culture, a strong data infrastructure, the right analytics tools, and personnel with advanced analytical skills. So in this graph, we are summarizing the previous slide. Enablers of big data analytics. There is the in-memory analytics, storing and processing the complete dataset in the RAM of the computer. There is the in-database analytics, placing analytic procedures close to where the data is stored. There is the grid computing and MPP, so we use many machines and processors in parallel. And there is the appliances, combining hardware, software, and storage in a single unit for performance and scalability. Since when you want to analyze the big data, you need a huge machine. Challenges of big data analytics. Yes.
دكتور، النقاط اللي عددناهم هي ايش؟ تطبيقات ولا ميثود ولا ايش بالضبط؟
النقاط هذا ليش؟
لا، السلايد اللي بعده اللي هي الميموري اناليتكس.
Okay. Okay. When you want to analyze your data, you need performant machines. Okay. Right. But this depends with the size of your data that you have. Maybe if you have small data and you need an urgent and quick response, the analytics will be done in the RAM. Okay, storing and processing the complete data set in RAM الكمبيوتر. وهذه الميموريز so quick, so fast, and you can do your job in an accurate time. طيب. Sometimes it depends with the size of your data. The analytics will be done in the database. أين تخزن هذه الداتابيس؟ يعني مثلا you will analyze your data using مثلا Microsoft Access, and you will use the tools of Microsoft Access to analyze this data. So the analytic will be in database. Grid computing, when you connect many computers together. So for example, I have very huge data, really huge, and I cannot process this data on my computer. I need many computers in the same time. So I will connect many computers and I will execute my analytics on all these computers in parallel in the same time. بعض العمليات تصير في الكمبيوتر رقم 1، بعض الثاني يصير في الكمبيوتر رقم 2، البعض الآخر يصير في الكمبيوتر رقم 3 etc. We are doing the job, the analytic in the same time in parallel way. This is the grid computing, computers that are connected together. For the appliance, we are combining hardware and software and storage in a single unit for performance and scalability. Here you will use a very performant machine, سواء كانت في الرام أو في الهارد ديسك أو في البروسيسور. So this machine will be very expensive. Okay, Sam? Is it clear now? Okay. Challenges of big data analytics. The data volume, that means the ability to capture, store, and process the huge volume of data in a timely manner. That means you have to deal with huge data with accurate tools to store, to process, to capture the data. The data integration, the ability to combine data quickly and with cost effectively. Processing capabilities, the ability to process the data quickly as it is captured. For example, stream analytics. Stream, what's the meaning of stream? Stream, that means data coming in real time. For example, I can stream the TV, okay? So the data coming from this TV arrives to my computer, and I want to save all the videos coming to my computer, and I want to analyze them. I want to get the knowledge from these videos, etc. So stream analytics, that means you will analyze in real time the streamed data. Data governance. And here we will talk about the security of the data, the privacy, and how to access this data. Skill availability. You need a data scientist to do this analysis. Solution cost. Business problems addressed by big data analytics. Process efficiently and cost reduction. So
So when you are analyzing big data, you will have some problems like the reduction of the cost, how to process efficiently your data, brand management, revenue maximization, enhance customer experience, churn identification or customer recruiting, improved customer service, identifying new products and market opportunities, risk management, regulatory compliances, enhanced security capabilities, etc. Application case. Okay, let's talk now about some big data technologies. There is the MapReduce, the Hadoop, the Hive, the Pig, the Hatchbase, the Flew, the Ozy, the Ambari, the Avro, the Mahout, the Scoop, and the ch13. All of these are data that are tools that can deal with big data. Okay, let's start by MapReduce. Big data technologies, MapReduce. MapReduce distributes the processing of very large multi-structured data files across a large cluster of ordinary machines and processors. The goal is achieving high performance with simple computers. It is developed and popularized by Google. It is good at processing and analyzing large volume of multi-structured data in a timely manner. Example of tasks that you can do with Hadoop: indexing the web for search, graph analysis, text analysis, and machine learning. How does MapReduce work? How it works? So, for example, you have this data row. And so it is considered as a huge data. So you will divide this data into map functions, the first set and the second set. For the first set, you will analyze the first set and you will say, for example, we have 2 lozenges, 2 circles, 1 square, and 3 asterisks. From the second set, we will have 2 rectangles, 3 triangles, 1 circle, and 2 lozenges. And then we can summarize. In total, we have 4 lozenges, 3 circles, 3 square, 3 asterisks, and 3 triangles. And then we will summarize the data like this. So this is the reduced function. And this is the map function, how we divide the data. And this is the raw data, the original raw data. Hadoop is, yes, and go ahead. You can use the mic, please.
Yes, Victor. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. What I know about the big data, it's data that's collected from social media. It's huge data, and it's used to analyze, using text mining and things like that. I'm not sure, but if that's wrong, so correct me.
No, that's correct. Big data is coming from social media, that's true. And you can imagine data coming from Twitter, for example, or from Facebook, or from LinkedIn. So it's a huge data. And to analyze this data, you need a performance software like Hadoop, like MapReduce. Okay, so you are right. social media is one of the most important sources of big data. And to analyze this big data, you need tools. And here we are talking about these tools. أول شيء حكينا عليه هو MapReduce, which is a tool provided by Google, okay? And it is well developed to analyze data. نعم يا سهى.
دكتور هذه التولز بتستخدم يعني نحن الناس العادية ممكن تستخدمها ولا لا الشركات والمؤسسات الكبيرة ممكن؟
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can use it. It's a Google product, okay? And you can use it. Can you add other source for big data or examples? Yes, sure. As I said before, the data coming from satellites, the data coming from TVs, the data coming from YouTube, the data coming from social media, the data coming from, let's say, for example, let's take any ministry. Okay, let's take any ministry, وزارة الداخلية مثلا. Imagine the number of the requests coming to this ministry. تفضل يا هند.
بس أستاذ أنت قلت إن عادي الأشخاص العاديين يقدرون يسوون البيج داتا، بس هي البيج داتا يعني مو أي أحد يقدر يحصل عليها، يعني زي الحسابات اللي في التويتر والأشياء هذه ما حد يقدر يجمعها كلها كشخص عادي يعني.
I mean, you can analyze أصحاب البيج داتا هم الكومبانيز, okay? And if you are a data scientist working in this company, you will use such tool like Hadoop, like MapReduce. I'm talking شخص عادي using it in these big companies to analyze this data. Okay? They should be authorized to access to this big data. Exactly. They need an authorization to access to this big data and analyze them. Another example of big data, شركات telecommunication. How many SMS is sent per minute or per second? This is a huge data. المكالمات. اللوج فايلز هذه الفايلز اللي موجود فيها كل الترانزاكشنز. I don't know. So any kind of data that is dependent with the time. يعني تتطور مع الوقت في كل لحظة وفي كل ثانية وفي كل دقيقة there is more data. Is it clear now? هند وأماني. Okay, thank you. هند وسهى. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Hadoop is an open source framework for storing and analyzing massive amounts of distributed and unstructured data. It is originally created by Doug Cutting at Yahoo. Hadoop clusters run on inexpensive commodity hardware, so projects can scale out inexpensively. Hadoop is now a part of Apache Software Foundation. It is open source, and hundreds of contributors continuously improve the core technology. So MapReduce plus the Hadoop, if you are using this tool, you will have the big data core technology. How does Hadoop work? Access unstructured and semi-structured data, for example, log files, social media feeds, other data sources, can break the data up into parts which are then loaded into a file system made up of multiple nodes running on commodity hardware using HDFS. Each part is replicated multiple times and loaded into the file system for replication and fail-safe processing. A node acts as the facilitator and another as job tracker. Jobs are distributed to the clients, and once completed, the results are collected and aggregated using MapReduce. The technical component of Hadoop. The technical components of Hadoop. Hadoop distributed file system, the name node, the secondary node, the job tracker, the slave nodes, and additionally Hadoop ecosystem is made up of a number of complementary sub-projects like NoSQL, DW, High5. Hadoop demystifying facts. Hadoop consists of multiple products. Hadoop is open source but available from vendors. Hadoop is an ecosystem and not a single product. HDFS is a file system and not a DBMS. Hive resembles SQL but is not standard SQL. And you can ask a query to your big data using Hive, which is quite similar to SQL. Hadoop and MapReduce are related, but not the same. MapReduce provides control for analytics, not analytics. Hadoop is about data diversity, not just data volume. Hadoop complements DW, it's rarely a replacement. Hadoop enables many types of analytics, not just web analytics. Let's talk now about a new job that appeared in the 20th century, which is the sexiest job of the 21st century according to Thomas, which is a fellow in Harvard Business Review in October 2012. Data scientist is a big data guru, one with the skills to investigate big data. They have very high salary, very high expectations. Where do data scientists come from? They should have master or PhD degree in information system, computer science, or electrical engineering and or analytics. There is not a specific degree program for data scientists. Skills that define a data scientist. So this data scientist have several skills like in programming, scripting and hacking, like in data access and management, both traditional and new data systems. He has skills in internet and social media and social networking technologies. He has to be creative and curiosity and creativity. Communication and interpersonal skills, domain expertise, problem definition, and decision modeling. A typical job post for data scientists. Here you have the responsibilities of a data scientist, and here are the requirements of data scientists. So the responsibility of data scientists, he will work closely with the product engineering team to identify and answer important product questions. You can answer product questions by using appropriate statistical techniques on available data. You can communicate findings to product managers and engineers. He will drive the collection of new data and the refinement of existing data sources. He will analyze and interpret the results of product experiments. He will develop best practices for instrumentation and experimentation and communicate those to product engineering teams. So you see, his tasks are really complicated and need many skills. The requirements, PhD, etc.
a strong patient for empirical research, etc. Okay, I will not go with the details of the requirements. Application case, okay. Big data and data warehousing. What is the impact of big data on data warehouse? Big data and RDBMS do not go nicely together. Will Hadoop replace data warehousing or RDBMS? Use cases for Hadoop. Hadoop as the repository and refinery. Hadoop as the active archive. So with Hadoop, we will not just archive the data, we will archive and analyze the data. Use cases for data warehousing. Data warehouse performance. Integrating data that provides business value. Interactive business intelligence tools. Hadoop versus data warehouse. And to use which platform? So for example, requirement, low latency, interactive reports, and OLAP. So it's better to use data warehouse. For example, if you have system, users, and data governance, it's better to use the Hadoop. But sometimes you can use both of them, for example, in parallel complex process logic. Coexistence of Hadoop and DW, data warehouse. Use Hadoop for storing and archiving multi-structured data. Use Hadoop for filtering, transforming, and or consolidating multi-structured data. Use Hadoop to analyze large volumes of multi-structured data and publish the analytical results. Use a relational DBMS that provides MapReduce capabilities as an investigative computing platform. Use a front-end query tool to access and analyze data. So in this picture, we are illustrating how the both Hadoop and data warehouse can be or could be existing together. So from the developer environments to the business and intelligent tools. Here we have an integrated data warehouse, and the data will be extracted from the CRM, supply chain management, ERP, and other systems. For the Hadoop, you will have file copy from sensors, sensor data, blogs, email, web data, document, PDF, images, video. You will copy these files, go to Hadoop, and you will get them to the developer environment. Big data vendors. Big data vendor landscape is developing very rapidly. A representative list will include Cloudera, MapR, Hortonworks, and also IBM, Oracle, Microsoft, Amazon, etc. Google. The 10 big data vendors with primary focuses on Hadoop. So there is MicroLogic, Cloudera, 10 generation, etc. So these are the vendors, the 10 big vendors, data vendors, 10 big data vendors. Application case, technology insight, how to success with big data. You have to simplify, coexist, visualize, empower, integrate, govern, and visualize. Application case, big data and stream analytics. So حكينا على streaming. Data in motion analytics are real-time data analytics. One of the V's is in big data is velocity. Analytic process of extracting actionable information from continuously flowing and streaming data. Why stream analytics? It may not be feasible to store the data. And sometimes you are not able to store the data. And big data is coming to stream. You will not save this data, but you want to analyze this data. This is what we call stream analytics. It may be not feasible to store the data. It may lose its value if not processed immediately. يعني, the data is coming in real time, and you need to analyze this big data now, because if this data maybe will lose its value if you don't analyze it now. So it may lose its value if not processed immediately. Stream analytics versus perpetual analytics. Critical, okay. Stream analytics, a use case in energy industry. So in energy, we are analyzing the stream data of the sensors that we have in energy industry. Stream analytics applications, like in e-commerce, in telecommunication, law enforcement and cybersecurity, power industry, financial services, health services, government, etc. Application case at the end of the chapter. Okay, since we still have a little bit time, I will open chapter 14 just to parse the slides. In chapter 14, it's talking about business analytics, emerging trends and future impacts. ولا أقول لكم خلي الأسبوع الجاي. يلا خلينا. Okay, we stop here. لا مو داخل. طيب خلاص ها. قفلنا. كيف طبيعة الأسئلة بالفاينل؟ الأسئلة يعني كالعادة multiple choice question, filling the blanks and true and false, short questions and long questions. ترى سيرين هم الله يعينكم الله يعينكم يعني بصراحة عندكم شغل سهل تعملوه في أسبوعين. نعم يا أستاذ تفضلي.
السلام عليكم. دكتور اقتراح بما انه نحن عندنا فترة مضغوطين وفي مشاريع تخرج لازم نسلمها وبعدين في عندنا سفر على الرياض كمان راح يضيع لنا 3 أيام ومواد ورا بعضها، فتقدروا في الاختبار تحطوا لنا مثلا في الشورت واللونج انسر مثلا لو كانوا هم 4 تجيبوا لنا سؤال ونحن نختار، او في اللونج مثلا سؤالين ونحن نختار.
Good idea. But يعني okay. I will ask my friends. Okay, تعرفوا يعني it's not dependent only in Jeddah branch. This I will ask my colleagues in other branches about your idea. But I cannot promise anything. Inshallah, yes. Okay. رأيكم في التصحيح إن شاء الله. أنا بعد حفلة التخرج ب4 أيام إن شاء الله بالتوفيق. أنا سعيد بأنه طلابي بيتخرجوا السنة هذه وإن شاء الله ربي يوفقكم ونشوفكم متميزين في شغلكم. بس فراغات كثير أيها الدكتور عين الله يسعدك اللي بتحذفوا جزئية الميد من الفاينل. لا ما نقدر نحذف جزئية الميد من الفاينل. مضغوطين وتعبانين ما في وقت. ممكن تحدد لنا المعادلات اللي معانا. المعادلات يعني غالبا لو في معادلة نعطيكم إياها بالامتحان. Okay, بالتوفيق إن شاء الله. I was really happy to teach you. Yes, I will be here in the class. It's not mandatory. حتى اليوم ما في تحضير والأسبوع الجاي ما في تحضير. But I will be here in the class if you have any question. If you want to discuss anything, I will be in the class. Okay? So that's it. Do you have any other question? تفضل يا هند. Today هند عندها many questions and this is nice. خليني على الأقل أسمع صوت طلابي. نعم يا سنة ممكن تطلعينا. And you can use the mic if you want. مستقبلا لو درسنا ونحتاج نسأل. Yes, you can. You have my email. and you can send me any query that you have. I will be happy to help you. Okay? بالنسبة للمعادلات، لو في معادلات نعطيكم إياها في الامتحان. الفاينل 50%، نعم. يعني ممكن تكون درجات الفاينل على 100 لكن نقسمها على 2 لكي تكون على 50 في الأخير. أعطيكم إياها في الامتحان، يعني لو في حسابات أعطيكم المعادلة وتحسبوا. Okay, is there any other question? Yes, then. شكرا لكم، شكرا لك يا هند، شكرا للجميع. I hope you good luck in your graduation ceremony, in your final project, in your exams, in your life. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.